All right, what's going on, YouTube? Welcome to Sunday Night Charts with Jim of All Trades. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. My name's Jim. I'm a crypto trader here to help you understand the market from an Elliott wave perspective. What's going on, guys? Let me say hi to everybody. Said hi to me. What's up, E.T. Power? What's up, buddy? How you doing? Glad you're excited for Sunday Night Charts. I am too. Excited to be around you as well. Always appreciate your good, kind comments. You're always uplifting and kind. I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for being here, man. What's up, JQ? Hey, man. What's up? Yeah, the move went well. I'm here in Missouri now, living in the land of misery, in the state of misery. Yeah, I'm here now and in my new office, in my new setup, trying to just settle in. What's up? And hey, Nick. Hey, buddy. How you doing, man? I haven't seen you in a while. Hope to see you. Hope you're doing well, I should say. And what's up? Automatic music. Hey, Merle. How you doing, buddy? I guess you're looking for a bear count tonight, aren't you, Merle? What's up, Adrian? The screen's black. Why is the screen black? Let me see why the screen's black. All right, is that better? You guys, there we go. Did you hear the intro? Did you have sound? You got the sound okay? You doing all right? Yeah, I just hooked up my computer system, so and I don't know. No intro, huh? Do we need the intro? Do we need it? I think I had yeah. All right, it's all right now. Everything's good to go. We got video. Everything's fine. The intro audio was live. You heard the sound, but you didn't see the video. Got it. Well, all right. Sorry about that. The video my video productionist didn't do his job. Wait a minute, that's me. Okay. All right. Well, let's jump into the charts. Don't forget, guys, I'm not here to give you financial advice. Just a guy in Missouri. Living in misery, looking at charts with you and applying Elliott wave theory to the markets. So let's jump in. But don't confuse anything I'm about to say for trade advice or financial advice or anything like that. I'm not doing that at all. Okay, so what's going on? You played it in your minds. I love it. Hey, what's up, Mr. Fairhill? Hey, how are you, sir? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. All right, I think I said hi to everybody that said hi to me, and let's jump in. I got a little coffee ready, and all right. So what's happening here? Well, we're getting an impulse to the downside, right? We're getting movement to the downside. So we're bearish on the macro to some degree, right? We've had a break of structure. Okay, you can see that the structure has broken. Okay, now we've retested that structure with this move up. It looks like a flat, and now we've hit the low again. Now there's a couple of things that can be happening here. If you want to zoom out, maybe we should zoom out just a little bit here. See what's happening. Well, my primary count is that this is actually an A wave. That's B, and then this is C, and the C finished right here. Okay. And that this first wave, this is a first impulse to the downside. Okay, that this is the beginning. Generally speaking, we get pretty deep retraces after wave one. You generally retrace at least 60% to 76% to 88%. 90% of wave one. So I'm personally looking for a retrace to the upside. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. I'm not here to say whether it's going to happen or not. Generally speaking, that's what we see. But again, just because generally things happen doesn't mean it has to happen here. But I'm kind of looking for a retrace back up to the 122 range. And I thought we were getting it until the hit to the low today. You say, okay, what was that? So that, but the way I'm looking at that, this is a C wave, ABC. I didn't finish talking about that. Let me finish talking about that. So I think one of my primary counts here is that was ABC. It's part of, let me take everything off the screen so we can see it better. It was part of an expanded flat on the macro. Okay, so you can see that we've come up into what we call the expanded pocket right here. This is the expanded pocket right there between the 1-to-1 extension and the 1618. Okay, so we're right smack in the middle of the expanded pocket. What's the expanded pocket? Well, when you have an expanded flat, you have an A wave, depending on which way that wave is going, but A wave comes down, the B wave comes up and over. Normally, this is what an ABC looks like, and that's a simple zigzag, right? That's an Elliott wave. That's a simple correction. That's what we call simple. Okay, should be a 5-3-5. Okay, that's generally what we see in corrections, or at least that's what you like to see. Simple. We don't get simple corrections anymore, do we, guys? Rather, a more complex, not a complex correction, but a more tricky correction is what we call a flat, where the A wave, instead of being 5 waves, instead of being a 5-3-5, it comes down in 3. Looks like it's a finished correction. You get 3 waves back to the upside, a minimum of 90% retrace of the A, and then you get 5 quick waves down, and that would be a flat. Okay, a standard regular flat, 90% to 100% retrace of the A wave. In other words, this wave comes back and revisits the top 90 to 100%. If, however, that B wave goes beyond and expands, and that's what we're talking about, expanded, beyond the origin of the A wave to overtake it, that's what we call an expanded flat, where you have a flat, it's 3 waves that takes the high, okay? But it still comes down in 5 quick waves after that. And that's an expanded flat. So the expanded pocket is that area of a retrace between the top of the A wave right here and some it's a zone of retrace that a normal expanded flat comes to. When you see expanded flats, where do they like to come? For example, you can see right here, this structure right here would be a very good example of an expanded flat right there. Okay, if we analyze that just a little bit, your A wave was 3 waves to the downside. Okay, then we had 3 complex waves to the upside with a flat in the middle of it. It was a WXY, which is really interesting. You have a W wave, that's 3 waves. And then you had a flat right here, X wave, and then you had 3 waves to the upside, a Y wave. Okay, or that could be a 3-3-5. You could call that some kind of flat as well, but let's just call it a WXY for now. So there's your B wave that overtook the origin of the A wave. Okay, let's pull the retrace. So we're going to start at the beginning of A and go to the end of A and pull the retrace. And so what the retrace does, it measures the distance between here and here. Okay, those are my 2 clicks. And then it measures how deep this wave came back. And you'll notice that the expanded pocket is between 100% and the 1618. And this one came up and wicked past the 1618. But that's the expanded pocket. And then it came back down in 5 fast waves. That's an example of an expanded flat. And that's a very, very common structure we see all over the market on all time frames. Okay? So I'm offering as an idea here, whether it's true or not, whether it is or not, I'm offering as an idea, potentially here, that this is an A wave. I don't know why I measured that. Okay, so this is your A wave right here, A. And that's 3 waves and ended right here. And then what we had here for a B wave was a flat in and of itself, where you had 3 waves up, 3 waves down, and now 5 waves to the upside to here. Okay? And it's come to it's right in the middle of the expanded pocket. So I'm offering this as one of my primary ideas I'm watching. Whether it is or not, I don't know. I don't. Only time will tell. But we're here at the 1414, and we have a nice ABC pattern that looks finished. Okay. So what's missing from this? Well, this is the A wave. There's your B wave looking for C. Sorry, I didn't put the B in the right place. Let's put the B in the right place. There we go. So looking for C. C is going to be 5 waves to the downside. Okay. So we're going to pull an extension here from wave. We're going to measure the beginning of A to the end of A. And then we're going to pull an extension from the end of B, the end of the proposed B. And we're going to look for target zones of price. Okay. Looking at this, on this expanded flat, I think that 2618 right here, $46,000, is a wonderful target for if this is a flat. Number one, I don't know that it is, but if it is a flat, for price to come down to here. Okay. Would be looking for some kind of 1, 2 now. So we're looking for the 2 waves to develop. And then we're looking for wave 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So that's an idea. That's a thought. That's an idea. That's one of my primary primary thoughts here. It's a potential. I don't know if that's it or not, but that's at least a wave structure we're used to seeing that could be on the table here. And we're getting a fairly decent impulse here, and it's breaking structure. Okay, right here. It's broken that trend line. Okay. Now, a lot of times on a wave 4, you can get a break of a trend line, and we got that right here, this 3-wave move right here. And then it went up for another hit to the high. But now it's coming back down. So I'm personally bullish for the near term, I think. Right? My main idea is that I believe that this wave right here, that the wave 2 needs to develop. I need 3 waves back to the upside to retrace about 60 to 90% of the A wave. So that's my number one idea. I don't know if that is the idea. What's up, Keith M. and Daniel and Eddie Bo? What's up, man? Hope y'all are well. I see you said hi to me. Just want to say hi back. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to give the analysis. So I'm watching that. I don't know if that's the case. And but that's certainly something that you need to have on your radar, that this wave, fast and furious to the downside, could be coming. It doesn't mean fast and furious tonight, and it doesn't mean it's going to be done this week or next week. It just means that in general, compared to the rest of the market, it's going to come down with some relative speed to the way it went back up. It's going to come down with some relative speed. Okay? When I say relative speed, I mean speed as compared to time it took to go up. So the time it took for price to go up here, it's going to come down faster than it's not going to come down as slowly as that did, more than likely. If this is a C wave of an expanded flat, which may or may not be the case. All right. So hopefully everybody understands that I'm offering a concept and idea, and I'm not predicting what is. I'm telling you that as I analyze this wave structure and apply Elliott wave rules and ideas to it, this is one way to interpret the market. And I say that because I used to believe that these ideas, that number one, that oh, wow, this looks like that. It must be true. I've learned that things aren't always what they seem. No matter how good you are at analyzing waves and whatever, they can always create something else that you're not expecting. In fact, more often than not, they do create something else you're not expecting. So we try to look outside the box and say what else could be happening so that we could prepare for other possibilities and maybe, just maybe, have an edge directionally for how to trade it. How do we trade this type of move? How do we trade this so that I'm not saying go short now. I mean, it could be a good move. I'm not here to say it is or isn't. What I am saying is that this analysis might give you a trading edge as far as directionality of the market. Okay, so this concept says down. That down seems to be the directional bias of the chart. However, looking at what I've drawn here and the way waves move, I am looking for a retrace of this way. So even though we've had a move from 125,000 down to now 111,000 or however, 110 or however deep it got today, I am looking for a retrace of its move. Whenever it finishes, I'm looking for a retrace of 60 to 90%. That doesn't mean it has to retrace that deep. It's just that's often the type of retrace that we get. So we talk about what we ordinarily see and what we can likely see, but that doesn't mean it is what we will see. Does everybody understand that principle? Give me a like and subscription if that's helpful to you. Information. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do that. At least I'd appreciate it if you would, and hit the like button, guys. Let everybody know you like what you're listening to. All right, those little things that you do doesn't cost you anything, and it just lets YouTube know that, hey, this is good content that other people should listen to, and you really help creators out when you give the thumbs up. It's a really easy thing to do, and when you subscribe, you'll know when other videos come out. So, all right. So anyway, this is my main concept. We're going to talk about other concepts, but let's tease this out a little bit, right? Let's tease it out and see if we can understand, okay, what's on the small time frame now? What could be coming our way on the small time frame if this is correct? Because my title tonight, the title of the video, it says pump incoming, okay? For some alts, are we looking for some alts to get a bit of a pump here? And I think that could be on the table. And it could be that as this wave develops right here, correctively, but steadily kind of moves up to the upside here, we could get the alts moving a bit faster to finish out maybe a C wave of a larger wave, that structure that a lot of the alts are making. So we'll do some analysis on the alts as we move along. But I'm kind of expecting potentially, if this thing is finished, and I don't know if it is, looking for some kind of a pump. Now, one of the questions I have as I think about it is, was this right here, that move right there, was that the pump I thought we were going to get, and that's it? It's just a shallow retrace? Or is that something else? Well, let's pull the fibs on it and see what we got. When we pull the fibs, now, number one, what I do know is that this is more than likely is a flat. It doesn't. Now, there's another way to interpret that. In fact, we could put the A wave right here, B and C, and there's a flat. Okay. Well, notice that did not retrace. That did not retrace to the 50%, which is highly uncommon for a wave two. Wave twos of, so if this is a wave one, and if this is supposed to be a wave two, we'd be looking for wave three going down. Normally speaking, now again, I'm talking normally, wave two retraces deeper than that. Usually Bitcoin retraces at least minimum of 50% normally. So for me, it's unlikely that move right there was the two wave, and now we're beginning wave three to the downside. But nevertheless, that could be it. Let me offer some other ideas. It could be that this is the wave A of the wave two, and that this right here that we got today was the B wave of wave two. That means we should be making the C wave back to the upside. Sorry, I had to chat with my family. So usually, sorry about that. This could be we could be looking for 5 waves back to the upside. That's going to just kind of come up and stop hunt, hit the high. And this is the pump I'm talking about, the Bitcoin pump that could be playing out. That's an idea. It's something to think about, something to consider. That structure in and of itself then would be a flat. Okay, so we're going to call this the A wave. There's your B, and now we need a C. Okay, looking at that now, and I don't know if that's the case or not because there's other things that could be going on, but this is certainly a possibility. Okay, first off, let's look at the A wave. Let's pull the fibs on the proposed A, and you'll notice that this retrace right here. Okay, let me kind of clear some of this stuff so you can see. Okay, you'll notice this retrace took out the origin of A. All right, and it came right to the expanded pocket area. It's where we expect to see it between the 1-to-1 extension and the 1618 extension. There's your expanded pocket right in there. And it came right to the middle of it to the 1236. That doesn't mean it's done. It just means that's a possibility, right? That's a possibility. So if we see this coming up and start to pump, now there's a couple of things that could happen here. Number one, that could be that whole thing right there could be your 2 wave, or that could be the beginning of something more complex, which you get some kind of 3. And then it takes a lot longer for it to develop, right? In other words, it takes the next week or 2 for this wave to develop correctively. Why would it do that? Why would price take this long? Why not just go up, tag, and then start dumping? Because that's too easy. That price action becomes too easy. Secondly, there needs to be time to collect orders from the market makers and those selling, right? They need people to sell to, right? If they want to sell here, they need willing willing buyers. So this has to go up fast so they can get a wave of buyers up here so they can sell into them. And they'll sell slowly, right? They'll pull back hard and then they'll bring it back up. Okay, price will come back up so they can have another round of selling again. Boom. But they have big positions, so these positions take time to develop and time for these positions. So you get this double correction where you get another hit to the high here. Boom, before the drop. And even after it hits the high, it could come down. It could come back down to this range right here, bounce off of it before it starts coming down, right? So in other words, we could be spending the next 3 weeks in this zone right here of price. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but we could. That kind of slow price action. And what you'll see here is all of this right here is just the beginning of distribution at the top. Okay. You had a bunch of distribution in here, a bunch of distribution. Okay, all of this is just distribution. And we're just staying in this range for distribution, and there could be a stop hunt to the high, and then boom, down we go. Okay? Now this could play out any number of ways. This doesn't have to be complex like I've drawn it, but that's something that we could at least watch and be ready for. Okay. Let's see if I can clear the screen, give you some more ideas. So, that said, I want to see what kind of wave here is going to develop. Here, this is one idea where we get a C wave to the upside, and then from there, 2 things could happen. We could begin impulsing to the downside. You could pull back, impulse, pull back, before we go down. This could stay in a range here for quite a while for the next week. Right, this could be your price action for the next week before she goes down. That's totally plausible. It's totally possible. It could come down a lot faster and kind of look like 3 waves and then rally. And there's any number of 5s and 3s that could be developed. But what we're trying to understand is that This seems to be an impulse off of a potential top. This seems to be a corrective wave that's retesting this downward move. It can retest simply or complexly. Okay, so simple would be C finishes, and then we're looking to go down. Okay, now will it go straight down? Probably not, unless there's some kind of black swan event that just starts rocking. It could totally start rocking and be small pullbacks and just start taking people out really fast. So you got to consider that as well. Okay, just because I offered you a complex scenario that price stays in this price range for the next 2 to 3 weeks, that's really possible. But I'm not here to tell you what will happen. I'm trying to explain to you what's possible. What else is possible? Well, it could just start impulsing to the downside very quickly, a lot quicker than anybody expects. And so all of a sudden this becomes a 1 and a clear 1 and a 2. And we're looking for a big move down. Generally speaking, if we're going to get a really big move down, we need it to rev up a little bit, making some 1-2, 1-2s. Generally speaking, that's the normal pattern, that it doesn't just sell off and go. Now, if for some reason it does just sell off and go directly to 50 or 70, 60, 70K, just boom, some kind of move like this, right? And you get a move like that, which is totally possible. If you get a straight down move that doesn't really take a lot of time and it goes fast, here's what crypto likes to do normally. Whenever it finds a bottom, and it will find a bottom, wherever it finds it, if it goes down super fast, it's going to come back up equally fast. It'll start off slow, but it'll pick up steam and it'll V-shape. So be prepared for that. So whatever the shape is, if this comes down really fast, I mean, like super fast, expect it to V-shape. Okay, once it finds a bottom, that's buy zone. That's trading 101 for crypto. All right. However, if it takes its sweet time, okay. So if it takes its time up here, boom, it just takes its time, okay. Then expect you're not going to have the same kind of recovery that you're gonna get as if it goes straight down. It's not going to recover the same way. However, there will be times of big movements. Expect those big movements to completely be taken back by price. Okay, on small time frame, here's a normal price action. Okay, normal price action is, for instance, here's an example. Okay, here's an example of what I'm talking about. You had a really big move straight down right there, boom. And what was the recovery like? It came straight back up. Okay, pretty much. In fact, 70% of it recovered 70%, like almost the way it went down. It came back down, but eventually it went on, right? But 70% of it was given back immediately. Okay. And that's kind of normal. So the way price moves up often is mirrored with the way price goes down, and vice versa. So if you want to look on the 3-day here, I mean, just understand, this is why I'm looking for a correction here. This is why I'm looking for a correction to the downside, because price has just been moving straight up, and I've got 3 pushes here, guys. I've got 3 pushes. On the macro, I've got 1, 2, and 3. And on this last one, I've got 3 pushes. Okay, that's the way waves move, guys. That's the way. So I'm expecting something to come down in much the same way it went back up, right? One of the ways that it could be is that this is A, B, and this could be C. And what that could be is the A wave of something larger, where you get something like that. In other words, this becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is 5, which is about finished, potentially. And now we're beginning. We got the A wave. Boom. We need the B wave. And we need C. Or W, X, and Y. And, so that could be a correction we're looking at, that this is just the beginning stages of. You're going to get this fast move down, and then we're going to get a V shape. That's going to give you 50% to 60% back, right back. You get a pullback and then come up, retest for another round of selling. For big time buying at the end of the age, 2028, 2029, 2030, for the biggest wealth transfer of all time, where crypto just explodes, Bitcoin explodes. Now, I think this kind of wave could be coming on the heels of the dollar's final hurrah. That the dollar actually isn't ready to die, but it needs to inflate its price just a little bit. Let me show you the DXY chart just for a minute. Let me pull it up here. Let me take a drink here. My throat's a little dry, and how you guys enjoying the live stream? Pretty good so far. I think I'm giving you great information tonight. Feeling very, very good about the content you're receiving. Okay, so I readily admit there could be more pumpage coming in Bitcoin. We may not have topped, but we could have. And I'm showing you the idea. I've just shown you the idea that says, hey, yeah, maybe we've topped. Now, what you'll notice here I've drawn is a three-wave structure. All right. This is boom, boom, and now we're in the middle of the C wave. Okay, so we're in the middle of this. That's not finished. But I believe that this is going to come down. Okay. And finish. I don't know how and how far, right? But all it really needs is about one more wave. So maybe we need to play around here a bit. Boom, hit the bottom, and then we go. But I'm expecting DXY. So when I'm expecting DXY to go up and make some more highs. Potentially. That's a potential idea. That's a concept. Now, I may be wrong on that. But we could come up and hit the high one more time. And then you got 3, 3, and then this is 3. We don't take that top out. Though we could, but let's just say we don't take that top. And then we come down. And that's when the dollar dies. That's when the dollar dies. 2029, 2030. And the sell-off, the great sell-off happens after the great pump of the dollar. The dollar pumps. The great sell-off happens. People exiting the dollar, and this is when Bitcoin rises. And this is when the transition happens. 2028, 2029, 2030. In that time frame. So we see the finishing wave taking place here over the next year or so. And then we see the dollar rebounding, taking the highs, so that the buying power and the wealth can transfer out of the dollar, okay, into crypto. And that's when Bitcoin. So if that's the case, then that correlates to what I'm seeing here, where you have this move down systematically to 2028, 2029, and then the wealth transfer begins out of the dollar into crypto, and that's when crypto just starts taking off forever. Like, no look back. This is wave 1, and this is wave 2. And here we go. And it's going to go up like the S&P. It's going to start looking like the S&P chart. It's just you buy and you hold. You buy and you never let it go until you want to take your profit. It's okay. So let's look at the S&P chart just for a minute. Okay, let's just go out and look at S&P there. Okay, so what I'm suggesting is that this right here, okay, this is the type of wave we're looking for Bitcoin. This was the macro first wave of, I mean, there's more data for the S&P, right? But I'm just showing you what it might look like on a chart, right? Where we have the macro first wave, and then we come back, and then it goes, and it just keeps going. And it takes a long, long time, and it just goes up and up and up and up and up. And what they did to the S&P, they'll do to crypto instead of the S&P. They'll do to other markets. I'm suggesting that this is, so we are in this stage right here, potentially, of the crypto market. Okay, let me explain. Let me zoom out here. I'm going to go to the monthly chart here. I'm suggesting that we get something like this. Okay. Which then crypto just begins doing this. Because people are exiting the dollar during this time period. Because the dollar will be dying. So economic, there'll be things going on in the world, so socioeconomically, geopolitically, and the dollar will be being exited, and that money has to go somewhere, right? So sell off of the dollar to pump crypto. Now, it's an idea. I don't know. I think there are people that believe that this move right here was what I was talking about, and that we are just currently in the pumpity pump of Bitcoin. Could that be? Yes, it could. It could be. That could be the case. But I kind of feel like this needs to come down. Reset the RSI. Can you see it now? RSI gets reset, and then we go. And we start moving fast. And it just happens like the S&P. Because that's where the money goes. Because the big boys, that's what they're doing. They're transitioning us to the digital world, where all the money is in digital. It's in crypto. So if Bitcoin is going to last, if it's going to make it, if it's going to be here forever, if it really is digital gold, then that's what we would expect the chart to potentially do. Maybe. Just an idea, guys. Just an idea. Yeah, we've broken that trend line, brother. We've broken. And we've retested on the monthly RSI. It's broken down. Yeah. So is this finished? I think it could be. Is it definitely finished? I don't know. Not here to say that. I don't know. I don't know if it's definitely finished, but I know it could be finished. So, all right. How are we doing, guys? How you liking the stream so far? It's 38 of you watching. Good to see you guys. What's up, Mr. Camel? Hope you're well. Okay. So, small time frame analysis here, and then we'll get into some alts analysis. I'm offering the idea that this could be a B, and we're looking for C. Okay, that's an idea. What else could that be? What else could be happening? Is it possible that this is a flat in and of itself right there? Is that possible? And so I'm going to offer the idea that yeah, I think that is a possibility. I don't think it's the case, but it's possible. The reason I don't like it is because this B wave needs to be 3 waves, and we have a 5-wave shape. You see that? That's 5 waves. That's a nice ender. That's a nice ending wave, right? So I like this as I don't like this structure. I don't think this is the structure, okay? But I think there's some people out there looking at that saying, hey, that's just 3 waves. Let's go up for the next wave. Let's go up for the next push. And it could totally do that. But the problem is when I look at the wave structure, okay? When I look at this wave structure, again, I'm looking at 5s and 3s, right? Okay, so whenever you see this candy cane with a spike, that is the shape of 5 waves. That's what 5 waves looks like. Often you get this candy cane shape and then a spike. That's 5 waves. And you got that same candy cane with a spike, and that's the 5 waves of the 5th. So I'm looking at this saying, okay, I got one. Oh, let's try it again. I got 1, 2 right down there. It's a little 1, 2. This is 3. That's 4. And all of that is 5. And then you count the 5 of the 5th. And you got, come on. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And then you look at the 5th of the 5th, and you got 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, I got 5. I got 5. I got 5. I got 5. And when I see that kind of stuff, guys, I'm like, that's a good sign that things are finished or finishing. Okay. So you zoom out, and you got 5 here. You got 1, 2. Then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there's 5. You could say that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's one interpretation, by the way. That's an interpretation I haven't offered tonight. Hold on a second, guys. Okay. Sorry, I'm back. I had to talk to my dad for a second. What if that's a 1 of what? I don't know what 5H means. Probably a lag here. Sorry, guys. What's up, Andrew? Okay. I'm waiting on you, Camel. No, this is not. This right here is not a one of the fifth wave. No, that's not. No, that's out of proportion, and it's not a count I would consider. It depends on what you're talking about, but I don't see that. I see this as finished structure. That's why I've been just talking like I have. I mean, you look at the higher time frames, you got the divergences you expect to see. I mean, everything is just. I mean, it could totally not be finished, right? I mean, it could do whatever it wants to do. But when I look at that, I'm like, this is what we see. This is finished wave structure, and a lot of times you thought it was finished here, and then they take it up one more time, and they hit it, and they came down and hit it again. So they kind of keep hitting new highs, and it makes you think it's never going to stop. And that's when I'm like, I really started sounding the alarm bells. Guys, it's probably going to stop. When you feel like it's never going to stop, it's probably going to stop, because this is the kind of wave structure I'm used to seeing at tops. So, anyway, that's the way I look at this, man, and I'm not sure. I feel doneish, okay, but like I said, Bitcoin can do whatever it wants. But man, when I analyze the wave structure and apply Elliott, I got to be faithful. Yeah, that's possible, Camel, but I'm not seeing that wave structure. But that's certainly an idea, right? I suppose if we're going to get an extended fifth, which I guess what you're trying to say is that this is 1, 2. Usually extended fifths, they don't make big structure for their waves. Extended fifths just kind of make small pullbacks, and they just kind of keep going. So the extended wave that you're talking about, you won't see big moves. Let me give you an example of an extended wave. Okay, so here's an example of an extended wave. Here is an extended fifth wave right there, where you got 1, 2, okay, 3, 4, and then it just goes straight up. It just kind of keeps going, and at the top, you're gonna it will, it'll re-hit the high and things like that. But the extended waves just go straight, pretty much. If you look at them on the time frames. Looking down, here's another example right here of an extended fifth. See that wave right there? Again, that's an example where you got a 1, 2, right? 3, 4, and then just 5. Just kind of extends and goes straight up. Doesn't stop. It doesn't make, it just kind of keeps going. And when it starts moving back, you get deep retraces. Okay, and then we go. Okay. So I'm looking for wave structure like that, to be honest with you. I'm looking for wave structure like this. Okay. So we get a retrace, boom, but then she's going to start moving and moving quickly. Here's an example of an extended fifth. Okay, you had this deep pullback, right? Boom. It just goes, and it goes straight. So, could we be getting some kind of straight up move? I mean, I imagine it's possible for sure. But for me, this kind of pullback here is unlikely to be part of an extended fifth. Now, if it starts to do this trick, then yeah, I mean, extended fifth. But And I suppose that could be coming. So that's what you got to be ready for, guys. That kind of move right there could come, and it's possible. And it could happen. Yeah. Yeah. So yes, I would say yes. There's a possibility right there. So we'll have to wait and see. See what's happening, right? I have to wait and see. So that kind of move, that kind of pump could be coming. Could be coming. I do think a pump is coming, the alts. So let's just take a peek at the alt charts and see what kind of pump could be coming. Okay. And just take a peek. All right. All right. XRP, let's look at XRP first on the daily. I see a couple of possibilities here for XRP. Number one, the bearish idea. The bearish idea says, hey, Jim, you're going to get a pump, but it's not going to be that big. But here's the pump you're looking for. Right here. You've got, let me go to the 6 hour. You've got 3 waves right there. Okay. And this is 3 waves to the downside. You're looking for 3 waves back to the upside. So we're looking for this pump right there. There's the pump. And it's going to retest the high, but not break the high. Okay? And then we're looking for a move down like that. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 waves, pump to here, and then we're going down. All right. Now, that's one possibility. That's the bearish idea. But gives us a pump, nevertheless. And the pump should be coming to a chart near you. So it's going to play around for a bit before we start breaking up and out of here. And we're going to have 3 here, 3 there, and then 3 here. Okay? Looking for something like that. That's a bearish idea in that this, even though we're bullish in the medium term, in the near term, we're bullish for the next week. But it's a WXY. But we'd be looking for a downward wave like that. Now, what is another possibility? It already has made and expanded. So in that wave count, we're looking at this. 3, 3. Okay. But that took the high. Now we're looking for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back down. We're looking for this right there. And so the 2 wave might be revisiting the top before coming down. So that's possible. That's plausible. That's the bearish count, but it's bullish for now. That's a pump in the alt world. Okay. Now what else could be at play? Well, if this wants to pump up and out of here, if this just wants to go from here, boom, and start moving, totally could do that as well. And then we're looking at this as a 3-way pullback. 1, 2. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2. And this becomes very big. And we get up to $8 to $11. Now, what would Bitcoin have to do if XRP is going to do that? Don't see any triangles. Yeah, Bitcoin would have to pump pretty good. We'd have to get the final pumpy pump on Bitcoin probably to see those alts move. Let's look at Ethereum for a moment. Just look at the wave structure and say, okay, what could this be? Now, I'm going to offer bullish and bearish ideas. So what's interesting about this wave structure here, what bothers me about this wave structure is this looks incomplete. I wanted to see that, and I didn't get it. Well, BTC sideways. Sorry, I'm reading the chat. I'm not finishing my thoughts, am I? I'm reading the chat, but I'm interested. BTC sideways. If alts want to run, you could see pump here. Okay, and then 3 waves, and then so you could get some sideways action here for the next couple of months before down. Okay, which I talked about earlier, and this would be 1 and this would be 2, right? It could be the next month of price action. Okay, so there's BTC sideways, but in an upward trajectory, allowing the alts to maybe finish and do what they're going to do. Now, here's Ethereum. Ethereum kind of looks like 3. Oh, sorry. Let me redraw that. We're going to say this is W, there's X, and this is Y. That's 3. Then we're going to say this is ABC. It's a flat. Boom. So that's 3 and 3. Let's pull the fibs and see how far she came back. I got people lighting off fireworks where I am. It's crazy. This did not make it back to 90%, and then it went. So we're looking for 3. So we got 3, then 3. Now looking for 3. And this is a possible 3 right here. Boom, boom, boom. Which could be close to being finished, or it has to form some more. Let's look at the daily here. This may have to pump a little bit higher here, more wave structure. Though I like this. This is close to being potentially finished. Maybe another hit to the high, and then we're done. Boom, boom, boom. And Ethereum could finish here. If. That's 3 waves. But we still get a little bit more pump here. 3, 3, 3. And then we come down for 5 quickly. Boom, boom, boom. See, that would make sense to me. Because I look at this, and this doesn't look like any kind of leading wave. Now, I suppose it's possible this could be some kind of weird leading diagonal, which I'm not a fan of. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. See, the 5 is out of place, right? And in the rules of Elliott, wave 3 cannot be the shortest, no matter what. So if we measure wave 1, how does wave 3 compare? And in this scenario, it does not come to the 1-to-1. That means wave 3 is the shortest in that count. So per Elliott rules, that cannot be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if that's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what is it? Well, the way I'm calling this 3, 3, and 3. That's W. There's your X wave. And now this is 3, 3, or 5, 3, 5. So that's your Y wave. That makes sense. That looks good. So that looks like a corrective wave to me. No, I'm not putting it on log. I don't put stuff on log. I don't do log scale. Because I think log is a farce. I think everything looks exactly how it's supposed to on regular scale. Camel, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to snap at you, but y'all should know me by now. I don't do log. All right, so this came to a 1618 extension, a little higher than that, but still 1618 extension. So that doesn't count, and it doesn't follow the rules of a diagonal. So that's a W for me in my world. That's a WXY. That means I have 3 waves down, and I got 3 waves up. But I got this 3 wave down, and this. So what they did is they doubled this up. They doubled it up. Yep, third is shorter than 1. I just measured it. It can't be, and so yeah, 3 can never be the smallest. So for me, that cannot be a diag or an impulse of any kind. That has to be a WXY. But what all they did is just double it up. So let's remove some stuff. Let's pull some fibs and see what could be a target here. We just hit the 1-to-1, which is up here. But what if it pumps up here to 55, something like that, the 127? What's the expanded pocket? We know what it is, but let's pull the fibs there. Okay. Expanded pocket. I mean, we have a beautiful zone. No, I don't think so. I think you guys need to adapt out of log because I think log is a farce. So anyway, here's a nice zone for me, right? And the 1414 is right up here with the 1618, so 66. But that's awful high. So we would need to see some kind of pullback and then another wave up. Then we'd have something like that. ET Power, you're hilarious. Log farks. That's so funny. So yeah, we could get this kind of correction here. So what that might be is this correction that I have here might come with a BTC correction, right? But Ethereum doesn't correct nearly as much as BTC, and then it pumps when BTC corrects to the upside. I don't know if that's a rule, Chemo, but that's my rule for my life because I mean I just look at the waves and their relationship to each other, and to me it always looks better in linear scale. So it's just something I've adopted, me over the years. I've just been like that, right? So anyway, yeah, I'm having a hard time with Ethereum, so I'm just working through Ethereum with you guys, trying to understand this wave structure, right? I just this last wave is just out of character for this move. It's very similar to this move right here, though, right? But this just has some signs of being almost finished. But it really hasn't come to an extension I love. But what makes sense to me is something like this. That would be. Of course, I got it going. ETH going to zero. I don't mean that, but how about just down here, just like $400 to $800? Maybe not. Maybe it's not going to do that. Maybe, but again, reading this wave structure is just super challenging. So, who knows? I might be way off base here with ETH, but, I just trying to understand. So for me, this is a WXY. That's 3 waves too, so that's bothersome here. So I'm looking for 3 here, and this looks like 3. So there's a case to say if ETH is done or close to done. There's a case for that. Get a little pump here, and then boom. And that would be A, B, C. Finished. Did this finish? Did ETH finish with 5? 1. See, I don't like it. 1, 2. See, I think this has more to go. I think this is coming up here. This looks like a flat. It's a really nice one. I believe in ETH. I do believe in Ethereum. I think it's the part of the next banking system. But how the wave structure is going to play out is a tough one. This is super challenging to me. This is looking very finished. So that's bothersome to me. Maybe one more hit to the high. I see potential for one more hit and then down. I got people. I don't know if y'all can't hear that, can you? But I got people lighting off fireworks on my street. This is crazy. Do y'all hear it? It sounds like 4th of July, man. I'm telling you what. Can y'all hear it through the mic? It's over now. But did y'all hear that? Y'all could hear it. That's funny. And this mic is not a condenser mic. It doesn't pick up sound from a distance. You have to be talking right into it. Like I've got my mouth like 2 inches away from it right now. So interesting that y'all heard that. Okay, all right. So Ethereum's challenging here, but I mean, so when I analyze ETH, when I look at this chart, my mind says this is a wave, that's a wave, and this is about finished, and maybe one more hit, and that's it. And then down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So is this time to short? Or is it going to pump up the jams here? I don't know. But I feel like it's one more hit to the high. And then, boom, down we go. Which would correlate with a Bitcoin move. Comes up here, boom, and then down we go. But, timing and shape of those is challenging. I feel like, too, the if you compare ETH against XRP, that XRP needs to move up against Ethereum. In other words, I think we're just reaching the end of something that we might be seeing some kind of move to the upside. You might see XRP move and not Ethereum. So you might see Ethereum kind of flatlining while XRP just makes some kind of run for the money here. And you see a big move of XRP against Ethereum, which is kind of what I'm thinking. That I do believe that it's real possible that we get an XRP pump here. That we go up to we go up to at least $6, possibly $7 or $8 in XRP. Let me go to a different chart here. There we go. What if we see XRP rocket here? I think that's real possible. I'm not saying it's for sure, but if that kind of thing happens, it's going to leave ETH in the dust for a little bit. You're going to see this move against ETH. But more realistically, 3, 3, 3. Just to here, just to 360, 350, and then down. That's a little bit more realistic. Back down to retake this much. And then later on we go to $8 or more. So what do you think, guys? You think we're going to get an alt season pump here? Let's look at some other alts. Let's just kind of peruse. If you know a good bullish alt chart, let me take a peek at it. Let's just zoom through. I've got a bunch of alts down here. Let's just zoom through them. Look at Matic for a minute. I don't even know if Matic is even, but you look at Matic and you're like, you know what Matic needs? You just look at this chart and you say, what's happening down here? You see it kind of rolling to the upside here. I think a pump right there makes sense. So Matic kind of looking like it needs to pump. Does it need to hit the low again? I mean, could, but I don't know that it has to. So this chart has this is a 3-day chart now, okay? But it has a very kind of bullish look to it. If that line gets broken to the downside, then that's not great for that bullish outlook. But what if Matic just starts pumping up the jams here, or you just go straight up here, okay? And starts, okay, so that pump is what I'm talking about, that kind of pump here. All right, let's look at curve. Okay, this is the daily chart. I could this looks like a kind of a bull flag where you got 3 waves. Okay. We could get another move to the upside, just like that. We broke out of this area straight up. We come back to retest it. Okay. Totally could see this kind of pump here. That could even go take the high. And then all of a sudden you got some kind of 3-wave something there. That could turn into something bigger. But again, just looking at that, it looks very possible. And you got to be honest here. You got to be realistic. You could see it go the other way as well. Boom. Boom. You could see that as well. Before pump. So we're at a a stage where we could see this pump up and out of here, which I kind of I like the way that looks. That looks right. But again, this just kind of looks like we're rolling to the upside. Kind of giving that roll to the upside look. Okay, looking at that's MicroStrategy. Sorry, this is VET. Hugo, you around here, buddy? Mr. Calories. Three-wave pullback. This is a buy zone, dude. For VET. Well, it's at least a potential buy zone for sure. I mean, look. You get a break of this to the upside. I mean, that's just like You have a beautiful setup here, buddy. See the setup? It's there, man. You had if you wanted to preempt the buy, you had a setup here. Okay, on right in here on that break. But you have a setup here where we're breaking now. So this is bullish. That's bearish. This is bullish. Just wanted to share that with you. So we might get a VET pump. This could be the beginning. You see that move right there? See that move right there, buddy? This could be the beginning of such a move or something similar. Nice job on the April low there. If you bought some down there, that's good. That's great. So anyway, I don't know that's but there's a setup here, buddy. That depending on what BTC does, it might be time. It might be time to run. All right, let's keep looking at some alts. Let's look at ZIL again. These you see how these kind of going sideways and kind of rounding to the upside here. So we're kind of looking like we might be ready to pump here. Again, I'm kind of seeing this wave on the alts potential. I mean, it could totally do that, right? But I mean, that's where we are. That's where we are in the wave structure. That you've got this setup here. Right? You got what looks like a 5-wave move here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with a 3-wave pullback. So is this going? Is this ready? So I'm fairly bullish here right now, guys. I am. But so the alts may be ready for a pump. So that's ZIL. Here's Maker. Maker's not as great of a chart. It's looking a little bit more bearish than the other ones for now. But you could see something like this. So Maker looks a little bit more bearish to me. Unless it takes a turn and it wants to do something like that. But I don't think so. I don't think that. I don't know. This is more bearish. But we've reset the RSI, so it could be ready for something to the upside here. But that chart doesn't look as bullish as ZIL does and as VET does. All right, Solana is a little different story here, guys. Okay, what's Solana doing? This looks like a flat, potentially, guys, which is interesting to me. No, I take it back. See, Solana looks finished. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so it looks like we're making a corrective. So it looks like it needs to pump a bit, but it looks like corrective, which could be followed by that. But I might be wrong in that interpretation. What if this is the interpretation? This is some kind of A, B, C. Or what about this one? What if this was A, B, C? What if it finished? What if it finished? There's 4. Here's 5. And this was ABC, and that was the correction, and now we're going. Solana's getting ready to take off, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're gonna get 5. And we need Solana to finish. It looks like it's ready to break out. So yeah, I mean that's a real bullish look at Solana. So understanding this wave as a flat, I think that's possible. What if we're about to pump here? Pump up the jams. Pump up the jams. Pump it up. And so what would be the target there? Depends on what the wave is. What's the wave? I don't know what the wave is. It could just be pumping up to here. See that finish? So it finish something like this. Boom, boom, boom. Then down. Nevertheless, we have to see what it does. But watch for a pump here. Let's see XRP for a minute. Trading small time frame here. Looks like a triangles kid. Triangle kids. A, B, C, D, E. With a wave 5. Boom. And now we're going. Get a pullback and go. It's a potential triangle there. The other possibility is not a triangle. It's just it's a flat, but it's a weird flat where you have A, B, C. That's your A wave. So we'll put A there. And then you got 3, 3, 5. That's your B wave. So you got A, there's B, that's C. And then this is the final wave. So basically you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's 5. Either way, triangle or a weird flat. This looks like a reversal. I think what you want to do is say this is a flat. It's coming down more, but I don't think so. I don't think that's it because this looks like 3, 3, 5. That looks like a flat, and we need to go now. So I'm bullish right now, guys. I mean, mark it down on the 24th of August 2025. Jim Pierce is bullish. Just mark it down. I mean, not bullish forever, but I do see the alts pumping and maybe this flat playing out on BTC pumping. Here, I see this pump here. So I want to see this structure develop to the upside. Then I want to be cautious there. Okay, and then watch what happens after that. That's basically the way I'm playing it. Okay, so yeah, I think the wave structure is pointing bullishly for now. I don't know what large time frame place they'll hold there. Let's just keep looking at some more alts and see what they're looking like. Let's look at Jasmy, because my buddy Seth likes to play with Jasmy. That sounded weird, didn't it? So yeah, man, I look at this and I'm like 3, 3, 5. That's gorgeous. That looks fantastic. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3. That's gorgeous. 1, 2, 3. It's lovely. Now what? Well, boom. Maybe there's some more down here. I don't know. So this is a question mark here. Could be done here. But yeah, we could get a move up here. Jasmy could be going to, what, 11 cents or something, man. The 2618 sitting at 12 cents, man. 11, yeah. So, I mean, that looks decent. 75 cents is super conservative. So are we going to get a pump like that? Is that coming? Is a pump like this coming to the alts? Maybe. Maybe. Is it ready? I don't know. Seth, you got a squiggle, something like that? I'm having a hard time seeing this, but man, I'm feeling that. Did you just bruh me? Or did you bruh Seth? Bruh. That's what my daughter said. My daughter says that to me. Bruh. I'm like, I'm not your bruh. Don't bruh me. She's 16. Bruh. I love how they do it under their breath. Bruh. Yeah, yeah. Is that what you say to your son, ET Power? I'm not your bruh. How many of you parents out there say that to your kids? I'm not your bruh. I'd like to know in the comments. How many of you say that? Yeah, I mean that 6 to 10 cents is certainly in the pocket, ain't it? For show, faux show, faux show. But are we going up now? Are we gonna make some? Is this gonna play around for a while before it goes up? I don't know. I kind of think the time is now. I don't know. Maybe not. Things always take longer than you expect. Hey there, 1LV, one love, I guess. I don't know. Hi there. Good to see you. Okay, that's Jasmine. Let's look at H bar. That's another one. Another one. Yeah, it's just kind of flagging out, man. So is this corrective? See this? See this flagging out here? Kind of looking for something here. Kind of looking for something here. That makes sense to me. That kind of a pump makes sense to me here. Whether it happens immediately or that looks like what it needs to do, and then maybe down after that. So yeah, you look at H bar. You're like, let's hit the high and then come on down. Even come on, yeah. Boom, 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 and then down again. That makes sense. See this move? See that? See, boom, boom, boom. That makes sense. Boom, boom, boom. That looks like H bar. That looks like wave structure for H bar. So yeah, but it's calling for a pump here. It's calling for a pump here. Who knows how high? But yeah, there might be a little bit of a pump coming here. Pippi. Anybody trading Pippi? Yeah. So what's Pepe doing here? Um, this looks potentially pumpy here. But is it gonna pump up higher like this? I don't know. I don't know about that. It could. This could be a 1-2 to the upside, and then something like that, right? Because then you got a mirror image of that move. You got pretty much a mirror image, and then they just double it up, and then they come down. So that becomes a W, X, and a Y. Yeah, I kind of like that for Pepe. Pepe looks decent there for a long. It looks decent for sure. I'll tell you what, you get this kind of a breakout here of Pepe. You get kind of a breakout here. That's a good long to can think about potentially moving to the upside with some speed and volatility. So, as always, this thing could just roll over and come down as well. This could roll over. Right? That could happen first before we get that. So, totally plausible, totally possible. So which one, guys? Which I don't know. I don't know, but you got 3 waves there, and then up. You also have boom, 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 X wave, and then boom, 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 Y wave, WXY, and that's a possibility there. So we're at that zone. We're at a zone where, hey, we could really get an alt pump here, and I think a lot of the charts are kind of pointing to the upside here for the alts. Or they could dump. They could dump. Guys, they could dump. Don't hear me as this is financial advice, but so I look, Camel. I see the BTC dominance. I know it's taking a nosedive, but the way it's taking a nosedive and the shape, it's prepping for a move to the upside. It's prepping for that, is what I think. I mean, that looks very 3-wave-ish, but this looks like a 4, and I need a 5th, and I'm looking for something like this. So I'm looking for BTC to take some dominance here. Whether this is finished or not is another story. Whether that's finished or not is another story, right? But I don't think this is ready just to come straight down like that. I suppose it could. I suppose that could happen. And if that's the case, so what I don't understand and know, and this is the area of my ignorance, is I just haven't checked it out. I need to do some. What do the alts do when BTC's dominance is falling? Do they pump? If that's the case, then yeah, maybe this does need to take a dive. If that's what I'm seeing in the charts, right? And the RSI, it's not finished to the downside, maybe. Let's do the daily here. See what's happening. Yeah, I would personally like the wave structure. I mean, just looking objectively at the BTC dominance, seeing this finish and then take it, just kind of get a sharp move to the upside like that, where it just goes like that. Let's keep going through some of the alts here. So I think Pepe could be going up. Let's look at Dash. Yeah, you can kind of see Dash kind of again. You kind of just see this. We're kind of rounding to the upside. Now we could totally take the bottom out and then go, right? That could totally happen. I'm not, but we got a setup here, guys. We have a setup where there it is. You could have 5 waves here. Let's go down the smaller time frame. Where you got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's beautiful. You got a 3-wave pullback. It's beautiful. Okay, now what? Now, this looks like a flat, no doubt. That looks like a flat. So we could see this. Boom. Or we could see this. And then that. That's totally possible. So that might be what we're going to get. We're actually going to be a little bit more bearish. Okay, so we could be a little bit more bearish in the immediate term. Or what if, let's get a smaller time frame here. Oh, wait a minute, that didn't break the low. Did it? Let's see, what's the low? 21.12. 21.11. 1 cent. I mean, Elliott rules. Says that's a flat. You could have a flat here. And this is a 3 wave. And then you could get another move. A move down like that. And then up like that. And that would be 3, 3, 5. And that would hold that low. And that would account for that structure. Hey, Michael Anthony, what's up? What are you looking at in the traditional markets? Starboard value? Starboard? Starboard? I kind of like that. That looks good, really. That looks really good. Let's see how it plays out. All right, that's Dash. Let's look at Dot. Do you want me to look at Starboard for you for Elliott? Are you interested in Elliott perspective? Yeah, guys, if you guys want some traditional stocks, let me know. Dot is really interesting. I mean, just look at this thing revving up here. I mean, yeah, it just feels like it needs to pump up the jams here. I mean, or it's going to die. One of the two. It's going to pump up the jams or die. Is Dot dead, guys? 3. Okay, here's a flat for you right here. This is pretty interesting. You've got 3 there. Okay, we're going to say 3 to here. And now we're going to get 5. I'll look at it, Stephen, Hugo. So that might be what's good. This pump may be what I'm seeing in the charts. That bullishness. Boom. I'll look at ZBCN, sure. Does anybody know anything about DOT? And it's I don't know a lot about it. Let's look at Luna. Holy moly. I'm not even going to look at that. Gala. Let's look at Gala because Gala is a gaming coin. 3. Yeah, I like. Let's get 5. Yeah, I like. I'd like to see this roll on up. This is looking real bullish, guys. I mean, it's potentially bullish here in the next day or two, next week. If we get a pump up out of here tomorrow, if we get a break of that structure to the upside, that's bullish, man. This is a great setup. I don't know if that's the best line. I don't know if that's the best line either. Yeah, I'm not sure which one. I guess this one here, this upward trending one. It doesn't mean that can't be taken out first and it still go up. It could totally. So it could totally just pump up and then come down and then go. And then go. Or it could just roll on out of here. That'd be awesome to see something like that. Yeah, I got to do some research on DOT and what it's useful for, and if it's viable for future. It either looks like it's ready to pump or it's ready to die. One of the two. Gala here, same thing. I think it needs to pump, but how about AVAX? AVAX. Yeah, again, this kind of resembles Ethereum. It looks like it, but it looks like it needs to pump up and out of here. Man, that looks decent. This looks really good as a 3-wave move, and this looks like it's ready to go. AVAX looks ready to go. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, whether it comes back down or not, it's another story. But that looks like it needs to be a 3-wave move. It looks like it's ready to pop. So this is what I mean when I say the alts. Is there a pump incoming for the alts? Maybe. Might be getting our alt season here. Is BTC gonna pump a little bit and go sideways, so the alts can pump? Maybe, and then they're gonna pump up and out, and then they're gonna dump and die. I don't know. So, how about Tron? Tron's amazing. Look at Tron. Holy moly. Okay, so Tron looks a little bit more bearish than the other ones do, but it could still go up and hit the high. This looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go up and hit the high for 5. Let's pump up the jams for 5. And then we're going to get real bearish, coming all the way back down. So 55, 60 cents. And then we're going to get real bearish again. But I like the Tron chart quite a bit. Bullish on Tron. Mana. Yeah, Mana's revving up for a pump, pumpy pump. So yeah, I'm seeing this like this 3-wave 3 and complex 3 and looking for a big 5 now. So it just kind of looks like it's revving up for a 1, 2, 1, 2 here. And it's ready for that 3, 4, 5. Looks like a flat's coming. So guys, I keep, and on a lot of these charts, I'm seeing this potential upward move here in a lot of these alts. So Yeah. I think there's a pump coming to the crypto market here, but I'm not sure how and when exactly. You know, it could start tomorrow, it could start this week, next week. I don't know. But that's what I'm seeing, guys, on a lot of these alts. Look at Shiba. Yeah, same thing, guys. I mean, it's got that same look, you know. I mean, we're going to roll to the upside and then and kind of see this wave here. See that 1 2. See that 1 2 1 2 right in there. It looks like we're kind of getting that same structure here and ready to go. It may not be completely ready, but it's close. You know, so we're just doubling it up. I'll get to the traditional market once I finish all these alts. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute. I'll get to it, I promise. Yeah, same thing. Same thing here on Theta. Here's Theta. Yep. Something like that, right? It's not going to go straight up, but you know, something. Boom, boom. Let's go. That's the way it looks, but then down again. So I don't think it's going up forever. I think it's coming down. So, and this pump could take the next couple of years. I don't know. I mean, it just looks like that's what needs to. It may not. It may go faster than that. I don't know. Shoot, we could get some kind of straight up in a couple of weeks, a couple of months. I mean, this one happened in a month. This pump right here happened in 1 month. So I suppose we could get 1 month where it just goes straight up. Why not? Why not? I don't know. So I don't know if that's coming or not. Because this could totally roll over. Come hit the low. And then just take forever. If it's gonna go up, it could do something like that forever. I mean, so there's. I mean, I want to be as how do I say it? Level-headed as possible. I don't want to get everybody excited for something. But I'm looking at a lot of these charts, thinking, oh man, I haven't looked at in a long time is BNB. Let's look at BNB for a moment. Wow, look at that chart. Not sure what to do with it. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do with that. Except that it kind of looks like XRP, where you had this 3-wave move, and then you had this 3-wave move. But then it just kept pushing higher. So is XRP doing that as well? Maybe. What's up, Brandon? What's up, buddy? You caught me on a bullish night, dude. How about that? So this looks like XRP right now. The current XRP chart looks very similar to this. I'll show you. See it? See that move right there? So let's see this. See that? We are currently right here. Right there. See that 3-wave? See that 3-wave? So now we've come down. We came down. We're currently right in here. Let's come up, take the high, come down, and then go. There's a fractal for you, Brandon. Let's go. Okay. All right, let's take a peek at the traditional market and then call it a night. I've been doing this for 2 hours, pretty tired. Pretty tired, ready to call it a night. I think 2 hours is enough, don't you think? Let's look at the traditional market and say good night, guys. You see my analysis. I hope you like it. Hope you've enjoyed it. All right, let's take a peek at Starboard. Media. No data. Not sure what that one is. All right, let's look at ZBCN. No, I'm done with my my business, man. I'm taking the next couple weeks off to go see my dad. I'm going to help him with some stuff. Then I'll be trading full time. All right. Yeah, there ain't. I mean, it looks semi bullish, but there's nothing here. There's no data here that I can see. But yeah, I see some bullish potential. So here's the way I look at this chart when I can't read. I'm going to draw that line right there. Oh, thanks, buddy. I already looked at AVAX, man. Rewind to see the AVAX chart. I can look at XMR in a minute. Anyway, so yeah, we're bullish until that line breaks. So if this breaks this line right there, we're no longer bullish because we're looking for something down here, right? So, yeah. So I would say Twins Records, you're free to stay bullish until that line gets broken. You can draw this one right here. You can draw what I call progressive trend lines to help you. Okay, so draw these progressive trend lines, and every one of them that gets broken, you get more bullish. So this one breaks, you're like, okay, be careful. So, for instance, if this breaks and comes down, if it comes down in 3 waves, draw those counter trend lines. If it breaks back to the upside, you get bullish again. But if it breaks this one here and then comes back up and then breaks again, you're getting bearish, right? So that'll kind of help you with a bias of direction by drawing those counter trend lines. Okay. So right now we're bullish because why? You look at that larger trend, we've broken it to the upside, right? And we're holding support, so that looks bullish. And you have a potential for this to be a 1-2-1-2. So you got a 1 and you got a 2. This could be another 1 and a 3-wave 2. So you could get a 1-2 here and a rock, and it rocks to the upside. So yeah, this could totally be a bullish chart here for CBCN. So there you go. That's potential, right? But if it breaks this bottom trend line, we're like, well, that ain't a 1-2-1-2. It's something else, right? Because we totally could be looking at this as 3, and then we could get another 3, right? And this could come take that low out even, and then you got boom, 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 and then we can start thinking about getting bullish again, whatever. So. It's market cap. That's the market cap. Let's look at the USDT. This is ZBC and USDT. I don't like any of these charts. How about USD? How about Bybit? Okay, looking at this chart here. So I was looking at the market cap chart. So yeah, again, same thing going on here. This could be some kind of a 1-2, and now we're revving up for the next move up, right? And so we're going to stay bullish. Okay, we get breaks of that line there, and definitely if this one breaks here. Okay, if this one breaks, it's not over, but if this one breaks, we're a little bit more, we get more bearish. So, yeah, it's possible you got like a 1, 2, and now you're getting a 1, 2, and this is getting ready to pump up the jams. So that's real possible, right? Or this could roll over and then come up, or make 3 waves and then down and then up. There's any number. This could come down here and then go. There's any number of things. But yeah, this is bullish until it's not, right? So hard to say on that wave structure there, really. 4-hour chart, I draw this trend line right there. I draw this one right there. And this one right here. And I would definitely be watching those. Because a break of the second one is more bearish. But yeah, I like this as an ABC. Yeah, looks good. Looks decent. We could totally be revving up for something here. Boom, 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 boom. Could go even higher, right? It could be revving up, or it could roll over and come down. And that's what these trend lines will help you identify. Best I got for you, Twins Records. Hope that helps you. Let's look at the 10-year Treasury. Hugo, what's the chart for that? Is that 10-year yield futures? 10-year note future. What's the chart name for that? For the 10-year yields. US 10Y. Thank you. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, that looks like a flat right there. So it looks like it's going up. Looks like, on the 4-hour, this looks like it's ready to pump. Now, what's that mean? So it looks like 10-year yields are getting ready to pump temporarily, right? Let's see. Let's look at it. Maybe not. It just depends here. Because that could be a 1, 2, and this is getting ready to keep dumping, right? So that could be 3. This could be 3. You could get another 3 and then down. Or this is 3 and it's done, and this is rolling over and coming down. Yeah. Either way. Let's see. Let's look at the 3-day. Oh, that looks so toppy. That looks toppy to me. So I look at this and I'm like, this looks like a flat. This looks like it's ready to roll down for another wave. That's one possibility. Are we going to go to negative interest rates or 0? The yields were way up in 81. I wish I understood yields and all that. I need to study. I need to study more. It's beautiful wave structure, though. This is tough, but this looks... Just keeping an eye on XRP here, guys. All right, help me to see the wave structure here, Lord. What is that? It might be chemo, but it could be a flat. It could be a wave 4. You got to respect this idea that this comes down one more time. The problem is, it can't go to 0, can it? Or can it? What are the implications if the 10-year goes to 0? I mean, it wouldn't do that, would it? Because it came about as close to 0 as you could possibly get. Yeah, it could be a macro reversal for sure, or just a dead cat bounce before the 10-year yield just completely dies. And so it could go to 0 as the dollar dies, right? Right? If the dollar's going to die. What if we get a wave 5 here? What if we get a wave 4, then a 5, then a pullback, and then a continuation? So could be a reversal for sure. But we don't have a wave. I mean, if you want to apply Elliott here, we don't have a wave 4. We don't have a 4 here. I don't think that's a 4, and then a 5. I feel like this is 4. We need a 5, but again, the problem with that is the implication of going to 0. We can just revisit the low, double tap it, impulse down there, double tap it, and then get the macro reversal. So good question there. Don't know the answer to that one. Okay. Thank you for that explanation, Mr. Kimo Sabi. You got any new videos out, buddy? I haven't been watching YouTube lately, so make sure you check out Kimo's channel. He's got some fun stuff to watch. All right, let's. Mr. Fairhill wants Metis. Let's take a peek at Metis and crypto. Brandon wants me to look at XMR, so I'll look at that one as well, and then we'll call it a night. Let's look at Metis. Ah, there ain't nothing here, dude. Come on, man. Mr. Fairhill. But yeah, as far as 6-hour chart's concerned, yeah, we're kind of rounding up. So if you get a break to the upside here, that's a good potential for some upside movement for sure. Let's watch and see if we get this rounded move here. Yeah, I'd be cautiously bullish there on Metis. For sure. You have a setup here for a short and a long. There's a setup developing. Watch out for the stop hunt to the low and then a go. Or it could just go. And let's look at XMR. And then I'm tired. Gonna call it a night. XMR. Weekly chart. That looks so bullish. That looks really bullish to me. I mean, see that right there? That's fairly bullish here. Let's see if we get another. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I love it. Let's get a pump here. But watch out for a dump after that. So that looks three-wave-ish, faux show. Let's see if we get a break to the upside here and one more hit to the high. That looks nice. That looks nice. All right, guys. We're going to call it a night. There it is. Hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. I did. Enjoyed talking with you. Thanks for being around. Brandon, we'll see you in the Discord, dude. Chemo, we'll see you on your channel. Hopefully we'll see you in the Discord sometime too. Seth, good to see you in the chat. Hugo, you as well. And everybody else. I didn't say hi to Ricky. I think I saw Ricky earlier. Good to see you, dude. All right, love you guys. Thanks for being part of the channel. ET Power, from the beginning to the end, the whole way here. Thanks for being here, buddy. And everybody else, Camel and Mr. Fairhill and all my friends. I didn't get to say S. Joe Coco. I didn't say S. Joe Coco tonight, but I saw you in the chat as well. All right, and there's somebody I'm missing. I hate to miss you. Sorry about that. So, all right, guys. Y'all have a great night. Thanks for stopping in. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Later.